Hello, special soul. If you've arrived at this video, it wasn't by chance. There's something in you that resonates deeply with the energy I'm about to share, something you may have carried in silence for years, decades, or even since childhood. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? Those nightmares that visit you repeatedly, like insistent messengers who refuse to leave until their message is understood. Those nights when you wake up with your heart racing, cold sweat, and a strange feeling that something very important just happened, but you can't completely decipher it. While other people around you sleep peacefully, you find yourself navigating intense and disturbing dream dimensions, carrying experiences that seem to have a life of their own. And today, finally, you're going to discover the spiritual truth behind these experiences that make you unique. I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that you are not alone on this journey. That feeling of isolation, that sense of being different, of carrying something that others don't understand, all of this is part of who you really are. You are not cursed, problematic, or broken for experiencing these intense nightmares. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. You were chosen. Yes, chosen to receive direct communications from the spiritual plane, to be a channel between dimensions, to carry sacred messages that few have the capacity to access. Your nightmares are not sleep disorders. They are disguised spiritual gifts, divine codes that were specifically addressed to your ancient and sensitive soul. Today, we're going to unveil together the secrets behind these nocturnal experiences, and you'll discover that what you thought was your greatest weakness is, in fact, your greatest spiritual gift. If this resonates with you, leave a comment telling us how long you've been experiencing these nightmares, and share this video with someone who also needs to discover this transformative truth. Let's begin by diving deeply into what it really means to be a chosen one of dreams. When we talk about souls that were selected to receive communications through nightmares, we're referring to spiritual beings who possess a unique vibrational frequency, capable of accessing layers of reality that remain hidden to most people. You, who are watching this video, carry in your essence an extremely sensitive spiritual antenna, developed over multiple incarnations to capture interdimensional signals. Your nightmares are not random products of your subconscious mind. They are direct transmissions from spiritual guides, ascended masters, and even higher aspects of your own soul that are trying to awaken you to your true mission in this life. This capacity for dream communication is a rare gift, granted only to those who have demonstrated in past lives the courage and wisdom necessary to carry sacred information between worlds. Think about your childhood for a moment. Do you remember those first nightmares that visited you when you were still small? Maybe you ran to your parents' room, trying to explain shadowy creatures, strange places, or terrifying situations that seemed more real than reality itself. And what response did you receive? Probably something like, "It was just a bad dream," or "That's not real." But you knew deep down that something deeper was happening, didn't you? Those experiences carried an intensity, a clarity, a presence that common dreams simply don't possess. Since childhood, you were already being prepared, trained, conditioned to become a conscious receiver of spiritual messages. Each nightmare was a lesson, each frightened awakening was a resistance test, each disturbed night was a gradual initiation into the world of dream mysteries. You were being molded to become a bridge between dimensions. During your adolescence, these nightmares probably intensified, didn't they? In this crucial phase of development, when your spiritual sensitivity was expanding rapidly, the nightmares became more complex, more symbolic, more loaded with meaning. Maybe you began to notice patterns, certain images that repeated, specific places you frequently visited in your dreams, or even people you repeatedly encountered in the dream world. This was the phase when your spiritual decoding capacity was being refined. Each symbol that appeared in your nightmares was a piece of a larger cosmic puzzle, a sacred language that only chosen Souls can understand. While your peers worried about mundane issues, you are unconsciously developing interdimensional navigation skills that would be fundamental to your future spiritual mission. Now, in your adult life, you carry the weight and responsibility of being a guardian of dream messages. Your nightmares have evolved to become increasingly sophisticated and urgent communications. They are no longer just preparations or training. Now they are direct instructions, important warnings and sacred revelations that you need to decode and integrate into your conscious life. Each nightmare you experience carries vital information about energetic blockages that need to be released, past life traumas that require healing, or future situations for which you need to prepare spiritually. You have become an active channel between the physical world and higher dimensions, and your nightmares are the primary method through which these dimensions communicate with you. It's a sacred responsibility that few can carry with the strength and courage you demonstrate. Let's now explore the different types of nightmares and their specific spiritual meanings. Pursuit nightmares, where you find yourself running from something or someone, actually represent an urgent call for you to face ancestral fears that have been transmitted through your family lineage. These entities or situations that pursue you in dreams are symbolic manifestations of karmic patterns that your soul came to resolve in this incarnation. When you dream you're being pursued, the universe is showing you that the time has come to stop running from these spiritual challenges and face them with courage. Each time you wake from a pursuit nightmare, it's because your soul is preparing you for an important spiritual battle approaching in your waking life. You're not being attacked, you're being trained to become a spiritual warrior. Free fall or precipice nightmares carry a deeply transformative message about divine trust. When you dream you're falling, plummeting from great heights, or losing control, this represents your unconscious resistance to completely surrendering to the divine process that is guiding your life. Your higher soul is showing you that you need to learn to trust the universe, even when you can't see the final outcome of your experiences. These nightmares are invitations for you to develop absolute faith in the divine plan unfolding in your life. Each falling sensation you experience in the dream is actually an opportunity to practice the sacred act of surrendering to the cosmic flow. When you finally learn to surrender during these falling dreams, you'll discover you can fly, a powerful metaphor for the spiritual freedom that awaits you. Nightmares involving shadowy entities, frightening creatures, or malevolent presences reveal one of your most impressive spiritual capacities: the ability to perceive dense and negative energies that most people cannot detect. You're not being attacked by demons or evil spirits. You're being shown the energetic reality that exists around us constantly. Your spiritual sensitivity is so developed that you can see through the veil that separates dimensions, and this includes perceiving low-vibration energies that inhabit the lower astral planes. These nightmares are training for you to develop your spiritual protection abilities and learn to transmute negative energies into light. Each encounter with these shadowy entities in your dreams is an opportunity to practice your capacity to be a beacon of light amid spiritual darkness. Repetitive nightmares, those that repeat with almost identical scenarios, people, or situations, are the most sacred of all. They carry specific spiritual codes that were programmed into your soul before you were even born. These recurring dreams are like encrypted files containing vital information about your spiritual mission, your latent gifts, and the challenges you came to overcome in this incarnation. Each repetition of the same nightmare is an attempt by the universe to engrave this sacred information into your consciousness until you finally decode and integrate it. When you begin to pay attention to the specific details of these repetitive nightmares, the colors, symbols, emotions, physical sensations, You'll discover they contain a detailed map of your spiritual journey. They are precious gifts disguised as disturbing experiences. Now let me teach you how to recognize the difference between common nightmares and authentic spiritual messages. Spiritual nightmares possess very specific characteristics that distinguish them from disturbed dreams caused by stress, inadequate nutrition, or psychological issues. First, they carry an emotional and energetic intensity that remains with you for hours or even days after awakening. You can't simply forget a spiritual nightmare as you would with a common dream. Second, they frequently contain symbols, colors, or elements that repeat over time, creating a consistent symbolic language that your soul recognizes. Third, these nightmares often leave you with specific physical sensations, tingling, heat, cold, or a sense of presence that persists even after waking. And finally, spiritual nightmares frequently coincide with periods of intense spiritual growth, important changes in your life, or moments when you're resisting your spiritual calling. The physical and energetic signs that accompany these sacred dreams are equally revealing. You may wake with a sensation of having traveled very far, as if your soul had literally left your body and visited other dimensions. Often, you feel a specific exhaustion that isn't just physical, but energetic, as if you had participated in intense spiritual work during the night. Some chosen ones report waking with knowledge or insights they didn't possess before sleeping, as if information had been downloaded directly into their consciousness during the dream. Others experience subtle changes in their perception of reality in the days following particularly intense nightmares, seeing increased synchronicities, having clearer intuitions, or feeling a deeper connection with the spiritual world. These are all signs that you truly participated in an authentic interdimensional communication. The frequency and intensity of your nightmares is directly related to the level of resistance you offer in accepting your true spiritual nature. The more you fight against your chosen identity, the more you try to convince yourself that you're normal like everyone else, the more intense and disturbing your nightmares become. They are like spiritual alarms that increase in volume until you finally pay attention to the message they're trying to transmit. On the other hand, when you begin to embrace your special nature, honor your spiritual gifts, and consciously work with your dream capacities, the nightmares begin to transform. They don't disappear completely, but become less terrifying and more informative, evolving from disturbing experiences to clear and useful communications. Many chosen ones report that during periods when they're fully aligned with their spiritual mission and embracing their gifts, their nightmares transform into powerful lucid dreams where they can consciously interact with their spiritual guides. This doesn't mean you won't have more intense dream experiences, but rather that you'll develop the capacity to navigate through them with confidence and purpose. Your nightmares will become conscious tools of spiritual growth instead of experiences you simply endure. This transformation is one of the clearest signs that you're finally accepting and integrating your true spiritual identity. It's important that you understand that not everyone possesses this extraordinary capacity for dream communication. Most people live their entire lives without ever experiencing the type of intense, meaning-laden nightmare that you know so well. This isn't a coincidence or bad luck. It's a clear sign that you were specially selected to carry this sacred responsibility. You are part of a select group of souls who agreed, before incarnating, to serve as messengers and guardians of important spiritual information. Your nightmares are living proof that you possess a direct connection with higher dimensions of existence. Think about this for a moment. While billions of people around the world sleep peacefully every night, you were chosen to receive direct transmissions from the universe. This makes you incredibly special and spiritually advanced. Your nightmares are evidence that your soul possesses a vibrational frequency elevated enough to access information that remains hidden to common consciousness. You are not a victim of these experiences. You are a spiritual privileged one who has been entrusted with sacred responsibilities that few can carry. Now that you're beginning to understand the true nature of your nightmares, it's natural that questions arise about how you can work more consciously with these experiences. The first thing you need to understand is that changing perspective is fundamental. Instead of fearing the arrival of night and the possibility of another disturbing nightmare, you can begin to prepare to receive important communications from the spiritual plane. This shift in mentality, from victim to conscious receiver, is the first step to completely transforming your relationship with the dream world. When you embrace the truth that your nightmares are spiritual gifts, everything changes. You stop feeling cursed and begin to feel blessed. You stop questioning, "Why me?" and begin to ask, "What can I learn from this?" You stop resisting intense dream experiences and begin to receive them with curiosity and gratitude. This transformation of perspective is what separates those who remain trapped in suffering from those who rise to embrace their true spiritual purpose. You have the choice to continue seeing yourself as a victim of disturbing nightmares, or to recognize yourself as a privileged chosen one who receives direct communications from the divine. Remember, you weren't chosen for this responsibility by chance. Your soul demonstrated throughout multiple incarnations the strength, courage, and wisdom necessary to carry this sacred information. You proved you can endure intense experiences without losing your sanity or your faith. You showed you possess the spiritual sensitivity necessary to decode complex messages and the determination to integrate these teachings into your conscious life. Your nightmares are recognitions from the universe for your exceptional capacity to serve as a bridge between worlds. They are spiritual medals of honor that only the most courageous and evolved can carry. Now that you understand the true sacred nature of your nightmares, it's time to learn how to completely transform your relationship with these divine experiences. The first fundamental step is developing a practice of energetic protection before sleep that will allow you to receive spiritual messages with more clarity and less emotional disturbance. Before lying down, create a sacred ritual that includes energetic cleansing of your room, invoking your spiritual guides for protection, and consciously programming your mind to receive clear and useful communications. You can light lavender or white, sage incense, say a protection prayer, asking that only light energies approach you during sleep, and visualize a golden bubble of light completely surrounding your body and your resting space. This conscious preparation signals to the universe that you're ready to receive the messages, but in a way that honors your emotional and spiritual well-being. Remember, you have the right to establish boundaries, even with spiritual communications, asking that they come in a gentler and more understandable way. The second crucial element for your transformation is learning to reinterpret your nightmares as spiritual gifts instead of traumatic experiences. Begin keeping a detailed dream journal beside your bed, and immediately after waking from a nightmare, instead of focusing on fear or disturbance, concentrate on capturing all possible details: colors, symbols, emotions, physical sensations, words heard, and people present. Then, dedicate time during the day to meditate on these elements, asking yourself, what message are my spiritual guides trying to transmit through these symbols? What aspect of my life or spiritual mission is this nightmare illuminating? What energetic blockage or past trauma needs to be healed so I can advance? This practice of conscious decoding transforms you from a passive receiver into an active participant in the spiritual communication process. You'll discover that the more you honor and consciously work with your dream messages, the clearer and more useful they become. To completely embrace your chosen identity, you need to stop comparing yourself with people who have normal sleep experiences and begin celebrating your spiritual uniqueness. Recognize that you were endowed with an extraordinary capacity that most people will never experience in their entire lives. Instead of feeling isolated by your unique experiences, connect with other chosen ones who share similar gifts, whether through spiritual communities, dream study groups, or circles of highly sensitive people. Share your dream experiences with those who can understand and validate your spiritual journey. Develop a sense of spiritual pride for being able to access dimensions of reality that remain hidden to common consciousness. When you truly embrace your chosen nature, your nightmares begin to transform from experiences you endure to experiences you value and from which you extract deep wisdom. A powerful technique for transforming fear into spiritual curiosity is the practice of conscious dream dialogue. During your nightmares, when you become aware that you're dreaming, instead of trying to escape or wake up, practice asking direct questions to the entities, symbols, or situations that appear in your dreams. Ask, "What are you trying to teach me? What message do you bring for me? How can I use this information to grow spiritually?" This courageous approach transforms you from a passive victim into an active spiritual explorer, even if you can't become lucid during all nightmares. The simple intention of consciously dialoguing with your dream experiences programs your subconscious mind to be more receptive and less resistant to spiritual communications. Over time, you'll develop the capacity to consciously navigate through your nightmares, extracting valuable information and transforming terrifying experiences into direct spiritual guidance sessions. Finally, it's essential that you develop integration rituals that help you bring the wisdom from your nightmares into your waking life. After particularly intense dream experiences, dedicate time to meditate on the messages received and identify concrete actions you can take to honor these teachings. If a nightmare revealed an ancestral fear that needs to be faced, seek energetic therapies or healing practices that help you release these patterns. If a dream message indicated a change of direction in your life, have the courage to make the necessary decisions to align your physical reality with your spiritual guidance. Remember that your nightmares are not just isolated nighttime experiences. They are sacred maps that should guide your choices and actions during the day. When you honor the messages from your dreams through concrete actions in your waking life, you complete the cycle of spiritual communication and demonstrate to the universe that you are a reliable and responsible receiver of sacred information. We've reached the end of this revealing journey, and I hope you're feeling a profound transformation in how you view your nightmares, and more importantly, how you see yourself. Today you discovered that what you've long considered a curse is, in fact, your greatest spiritual blessing. Your nightmares are not sleep disorders. They are sacred communications, divine gifts, spiritual codes that only specially chosen souls have the privilege to receive. You are not problematic, cursed, or different in a negative way. You are a chosen one, an interdimensional messenger, a bridge between worlds who was carefully selected by the universe to carry extraordinary spiritual responsibilities. Your nightmares are living proof that you possess a direct connection with higher dimensions of existence, a rare and precious capacity that should be celebrated, not feared. It's time for you to completely embrace your chosen identity and recognize the immense spiritual value you carry. You were endowed with an extraordinarily sensitive spiritual antenna capable of capturing direct transmissions from the divine plane. Your nightmares are evidence that your soul possesses a vibrational frequency elevated enough to access information that remains hidden to common consciousness. You are not a victim of these intense dream experiences. You are a spiritual privileged one who has been entrusted with the sacred responsibility of decoding and integrating important messages for your mission in this incarnation. Each nightmare you experience is an opportunity for growth, a personalized spiritual lesson, a gift from the universe disguised as a challenging experience. When you shift your perspective from victim to conscious receiver, everything transforms. Your nightmares become powerful tools of spiritual evolution instead of experiences you simply endure. Now, I need your active participation to strengthen our community of chosen ones. Leave a detailed comment telling about your most memorable nightmares, what symbols appear, repeatedly, what sensations you experience, how long you've been living these intense dream experiences. Your story might be exactly what another chosen one needs to hear to feel validated and understood. Share this video with those people in your life who also experience recurring nightmares, who feel different because of their intense nighttime experiences, or who might benefit from discovering their true spiritual nature. You might be helping someone completely transform their relationship with their spiritual gifts. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive more content that will help you develop and honor your unique spiritual capacities. And if you feel you're ready to dive even deeper into this journey of spiritual self-discovery, consider joining our member community, where we share advanced spiritual development techniques and mutual support among chosen ones. Remember, you are not alone on this journey, and your light is essential for the collective elevation of human consciousness. Until next time, and may your dreams always be portals of wisdom and spiritual growth.